Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members. I don't know about y'all, man. That intro and that outro gets me hype every time. What's up, y'all? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm a little scared of the stream because, you know, I do this live with y'all in flight. I might line up some topics, but my thoughts formulate right here with y'all in the wind, in flight. And we're going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole to start off. You see the thumbnail? Thumbnail features JayZ. I got the word exposed in the thumbnail. That's spinning off of Kanye. We got a lot of stuff after that, too. We got some Ksoo trial updates to go over. We got, what else do we got? Oh, we got Michael Rapaport again. We got Marcus Morris. We got some battle rap talk about a recent event that went down. I got that for y'all. What else? We got some Diddy updates. We got some Kendrick updates. We got to start. We got a lot. Like I said, I'm scared of today's stream. I'm gonna guess 90 minutes. All right. I'm gonna guess 90 minutes. Y'all ready? Y'all with me? All right, let's do it. First up, friend of the channel, friend of the podcast, Kanye West. I haven't seen Kanye West in a while. What did he do? Take a break after all his controversy? He sat down in the corner for a second. He should have just did that for the rest of 2025. No, but made a couple waves the other day. So peep this. Breaking. Kanye West exposed JayZ label Roc Nation after revealing you can't say the name Jesus in their contract, saying the Lord's name is allegedly not allowed after you sign to JayZ's label, according to Kanye. All right, let's hear from him.
There's a part in a Roc Nation contract that says that people are not allowed to sing about Christ. Yeah. So I'll be wondering, I'll be like, yo, God, why? Why have you swung my sword?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you came in the game with Jesus Walks.
Why? Bro,
like,
there's a part.
So Jesus Walks is one of the biggest songs of the man's entire catalog, his entire career. It's one of the biggest hip hop records, period, right? It's the numbers and the charting that it did, epic, right? I forget if it won any awards, Jesus Walks. All right, so we know you had that moment, and that did a lot for you and even JayZ directly, indirectly, and Rockefeller, right? But for you to, you know, come out now and put out there, a Roc Nation contract does not allow the artist or the signing person to reference Jesus, coming from Mr. Jesus Walks. All right. Before we go down this tunnel, I would say when it comes to Kanye specifically, you know, we always take a lot of the shit that he says with a grain of salt. He lies. He has a lot of motives and agendas. He'd be out there. Sometimes we'd be wondering if he's off of some type of meds or some shit like that, or drugs. He said a lot of bullshit. 2025 has been bugged out for Kanye. He exposed himself as being an unreliable person, period. If anybody was still a fan of him in 2025, you realize it is what it is with this fucking guy, or else you're just not paying attention. But the ways of the music industry, very dark, very dirty, very grimy, sometimes very image controlling, very steering. You can't get what was a report I saw the other day? Somebody that was signing a contract and it said something about you can't get pregnant for the next 5 years or whatever, right? Sounds kind of like, wait, what? Like bringing life into this world, but at the same time, it's an image thing. Like we can't have you off the scene for 9+ months. Right. We can't have you walking around with a big stomach. I feel like some of these celebrities are making it more acceptable from an image standpoint. You got the Rihannas of the world performing while she's pregnant, doing art galas while she's pregnant. It's becoming more of a beautiful thing in the music industry from an image standpoint. That's just one of a million examples. Smoking cigarettes is one. How about another one? Having a wife or a husband. T.I. used to do a lot of interviews early on in his career, and if you would ask him about his relationship, he would dodge it a little bit. Why? Because the young up and coming T.I., you know, fresh off of his first album, was also catering to a female demographic, the female fan base. If you look like you're accessible and you're single, right, it brings more energy your direction from the female fan base that's out here buying all these damn albums. Now, all of that shit is relevant here. So if you put Jesus in this contract, I guess this is the only standing up for Roc Nation I'm going to do for the next 30 minutes. Okay. If you put, oh, wow. I see you in the chat, Sniper. Give me a second. If you put no Jesus in the contract, it's very possible from a Roc Nation defense that all you're trying to do is not stir the pot on people's religious beliefs. No different than corporate America. They say, you go into the office, you don't talk about sexuality. And that's one of the newer ones, like the last 10 years, right? You don't talk about sexuality. You don't talk about politics. You don't talk about religion. Politics, why? Because I could be so offended by Donald Trump. Here goes the guy sitting next to me, says, I can't wait to vote for Donald Trump. And all of a sudden, I feel like I'm sitting next to a racist or some shit like that, right? People could feel like that. Another one, religion. You believe in this God. I believe in this God. That person's an atheist. This person believes in this. This person believes in that. We have conflicting beliefs, etc. Next thing you know, it's war, right? And sexuality, of course. So that's my only defense for Roc Nation and Kanye here. That could just be an image thing. We don't want to step on any toes, anybody's religious beliefs. But speaking of religion, speaking of certain people's beliefs and practices, and I got to talk about my goat, and even that's a bar, a goat. Who's with me so far? Who's with me that fast when I say a goat? That's a bar. I was there during these times when it got real dark around JayZ, when all the accusations were there, when all the symbolism and depiction was there. What do I mean for those that weren't there? Okay, let's start to walk down memory lane when it comes to JayZ, his history, his past, his lyrics, his videos, and what we saw once upon a time. Let's start here first. Does this article have a date on it? It probably doesn't need to, but I saw somebody in the chat already referenced Crowley, right? And this was a shirt that JayZ wore, but who is Aleister Crowley? Just to start this off, right? Because that was the whole sweater that he wore, what, do what thou wilt, or something like that, right? Uh-oh. look at the chat. Uh-oh, Illuminati talk. Let's do it, man. I hate to bring this back, but it was big then, and it tweaked the thought of mine when I saw Kanye shit now. So let's do it. But who is Aleister Crowley? That whole sweater that JayZ wore, the do what thou wilt or whatever, right? Aleister Crowley, an occult order of Thelma, the wickedest man? Question mark. Okay, so Aleister Crowley was known in his lifetime as the wickedest man alive, but is the philosophy he created, Thelma, truly wicked? Okay, and when we see these type of stars, they do have certain links and ties throughout history. I'll read this intro and then we'll skip around a little bit. The early 20th century English occultist Aleister Crowley was known in his lifetime as the wickedest man alive, often called the beast, even the word the beast, the devil, right? This was not simply because he was an avid occultist, but also because he chose to live outside society's rules, particularly when it came to his sex life. And everybody always talks about these sex rituals around the occultist type of life, right? All right. This led to false rumors of him being a Satanist who supported human sacrifice. Eventually, in Egypt, Crowley claimed that he was contacted personally by a supernatural entity who provided him with a new sacred text, which formed the basis of his religion, Thelma. Okay, Thelma. Making of a magician who was Aleister Crowley. Even magic, allegedly, magic is in certain pockets of people said to be of the devil, right? It gets real wicked and real deep, man. It depends how deep you guys really want to go down these rabbit holes if we're ever going to do Bilderberg, Freemasonry, Illuminati. If we're ever going to do those, it depends how deep you folks want to cut. I can go there, but we'll go 50% today. Crowley. What else do we have about Crowley here? So this is him, of course. Crowley later attended Cambridge University, where he studied philosophy and the English literature. He also had an active sex life and pursued his interest in the occult. Two key events made these things his focus. All right, the revelation of Thelma. Looks like some Einstein shit up here, right? Crowley's most fateful voyage would be his visit to Egypt in 1904, which was also his honeymoon. There he studied Islamic mysticism, while his wife Rose seems to have had ecstatic episodes with supernatural entities. On March 20th, this would inspire her to take Crowley to nearby museum, where she showed him display number 66. I don't even want to say last number, an Egyptian artifact that Crowley would later call the Steel of Revealing. Yeah, I'm cool on it. Just say I could see it. And is anybody else like me too? Like you look up at the clock and you see the three numbers, you're like, oh, and you want to wait until the minute changes again, or not just a clock, obviously, because you can't have that on a clock, but like a date or something. Anytime you see a number, and you just want the number to change real quick, like you land on it, like a view count. That's a better example, like a YouTube view count, a video. You know what I'm saying? It's like view what? Oh, wait, let me click play. Let me get that to a 7 there. Oh man, I think I've had people online years ago put this bullshit on me too. Once again, people trying to figure out and create things why he's successful instead of just saying, dude, no, you failed at life. Like, stop trying to create these bogus ways. So I got the Guyanese father. I already lived through the Illuminati thing. I've been called an Illuminati person before. Actually, I showed y'all a recent one where somebody said there was something in the brick behind me, right? So I'm kind of like just exposing myself here, people. But anyway, let's stay on course. Principles of Thelma. Thelma is a classical Greek word that is found in the Greek translation of the Bible. In early Christian writing, it is sometimes used to refer to the human will, but is more often used to refer to God's will. I'm going to round out the Crowley stuff there. I think the reason why I want to bring him up to set a foundation is that the Crowleys of the world and the Crowleys of history, you can look at them from either light. You could look at even me saying a light, my Illuminati people can be like, oh shit, he's illuminated. He's talk about light. You could look at them from one of two lights. You could say the occultist nature, the sexual behavior, the creation of certain types of philosophies or religion, the Thelma practice and all this. I'm sorry, dude, but you're an occultist, you're a Satanist, you're a dark person, you know, you're all these things. And then you got the other side of the token that could just say, there's people of the world that just color outside the lines. They come along and they just think different than people. You have to almost have a level of crazy to invent things. But does that sound bugged out when I say it? I'll use Eddie Griffin's classic joke. Eddie Griffin said the person that created the telephone had to be either high or crazy. He said to have the conceptual thought of, I wish I could talk to somebody that wasn't here, is a crazy thought until the telephone comes, right? Talking to somebody not here. What are you talking about? What? Get away from this guy. No, he just invented the telephone. You have to have a level of crazy to color outside the lines or to think differently than what everybody's being taught around you. So those people sometimes come along and they just go left, right? That's my defense as well as my attack on Crowley, keeping it fair. Now let's come more current. Let's go to modern times. Let's go to JayZ. The peak of the accusations on JayZ, of course, and a lot of us was there, was the On to the Next One video. And if you search YouTube for the On to the Next One videos, breakdowns, they're no longer there. I remember some very, very in-depth breakdowns about that video. I'm talking about frame by frame, going at those directors and JayZ and everybody and all the symbolism, and they're gone. You might find some little remnants still on YouTube, but the ones that I remember that was out on YouTube then, they are not there now. But there's still articles and there's still documentation that reference this time. So this particular article right here was published 16 years ago. The occult semi-subliminals of JayZ's On to the Next One. Real quick, who directed this video? Was like Swizz Beatz and people involved? Who directed the rap video On to the Next One? I think they said like Swizz Beatz and a couple people were involved in this. Who directed it and did some of like the prop placement and stuff? The video was directed by Sam Brown, a British music video commercial director in collaboration with JayZ and Swizz Beatz. I knew I remembered Swizz Beatz. I knew I remembered that shit. Okay, well, there you go. All right, coming back to the article. JayZ's On to the Next One has many people wondering what's the meaning behind the creepy images. The best way to understand the imagery is to understand the occult context in which they are used. This article takes a look at the occult meaning of the symbols found in the video in relation to JayZ's affinities with secret societies. Okay. It was all black around this time, too. This was the whole we run this town times, everybody wearing black, dark everything, all black everything, videos, everything, right? Very dark around this times in some of these music videos that were coming out of Rockefeller, right? Look at this. You got mathematical equations that equate to certain types of breakdowns that were happening from his album covers. Okay, the Blueprint 3, they said this meant something. I'll leave that one alone, though. Let's skip down to this one. JayZ the Holy. So the illuminated ring around his head and placement of him in front of it was supposedly intentional. Actually, like, it's obviously intentional. The meaning of it, I'm not going to go crazy right now. But the intentional placement, as you're directing this, is 100% intentional. 100%. Right? And you can make a correlation here if you like. Okay, cool. Throwing up the devil's horns, devil's horns, hand sign while standing in front of a halo. Can Beyonce see his halo? Right. So they had that type of call out. I remember this image from the video. This was the dripping down of alleged blood. It wasn't no fucking water, right? It was like a thick dark, because it was a black and white video. You could only assume that this thick shit was blood. And you got a skull here. And everybody knows skulls have always carried certain meanings. Oh man, do we want to start to get into this type of shit for the people that's in tune? The Knights of Templar were introvert lovers and users of human skulls of all sizes and mediums, including both metallic and crystal skulls. Okay, so that was a depiction allegedly here. Knights of Templar stuff. This was a reference to the symbolic blood drinking of occult initiations. This was one of the flashes and one of the moments of the screen of just a woman's lips looking like a fucking vampire. Random as fuck, right? Did they just do this for no reason? And we just feel like having this in the video? All right, let's keep going. This was from the video as well. I don't know if it was supposed to be a reference to Heath Ledger and Brandon Lee directly, especially being that they both passed away. But this was just continuing to compound the meanings and the symbolisms of these videos. And if you did mean that this was to be the crow was symbolic, okay? And they carried it further with more images of the crow in the video, or the crows. All right. Disturbing fact, both Heath Ledger and Brandon Lee died mysteriously during the filming of deeply occult movies. Occult movies, right? Now today we're watching Drake. He does an Iceman rollout, and people start breaking down. This is why he chose the factory. This is why the truck meant this. This is why the opening of the episode says this. We look at a Kendrick video, and there's a million breakdowns to it. They're the new era. We know that we could watch certain videos from a Kendrick or a Drake or some of these people and do a 50-minute breakdown because they're doing all these video placements, subliminals, little prop placements, and all this type. No different than movies. No different than movies. I went and saw Superman, great movie, and then I came home and I went to the Rockstar YouTube channel, one of the best YouTube channels in the world. And I started watching the Easter egg breakdowns. I said, "Oh, look at all shit that I didn't know, and I missed." And they did purposefully in front of me. It's no different than this fucking On to the Next One video. It's been happening forever. Okay. Shit. Do we need to talk about The Simpsons? This was also in the video. The The Crows. That also a whole other topic, the references of the Crows. Okay, dissing Jesus combined with JayZ's track record of not too Christian friendly lyrics, the image is not really surprising. So you got the cross with the bullets next to it. Baphomet strikes again. Were there horns and these type of Baphomet skull depictions in the video? I don't know. Why'd they put these two on the screen on their own, by themselves? Nothing else. Me, by myself. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? So, and there's way more. These video breakdowns had like 50 little focused moments. And you don't get to a point. You got to look at it like this, people. Another one of my philosophies over the years. If you're going to keep making a coincidence, then use the fool. All right. Like, don't try to say that, oh, they just keep putting their events on the same days as you, or their videos dropped as soon as your YouTube video drops, and it's just coincidence. If it happens a million fucking times, use the fool to think it's still a coincidence. Right. So if we got this and 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 this, and there's 50 other more in the video. Like, if you had like one little thing and then all the conspiracy theory people jumped out the window and said, this is all we got, but this means that he's a Freemason, then I'd be like, yo, chill out. But you got 50 fucking visuals, different shit that you're doing. So then I'm the fool. If I don't interpret, I'm the fool. All right. Now, mind you, JayZ is somebody that rarely even addresses things. JayZ will get into it with Jim Jones or Jadakiss or Joe Budden, and hell, 50 Cent, as mega as his wave was, all he got was, I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent? That's all 50 got. It was big, but that's all he got. Right? JayZ just don't be addressing shit. Do we get the all out confessional sit down of the Rockefeller breakup from JayZ? No. We got a million Dame Dash interviews and quotes over the last 20 years. Do we get anything from JayZ? Is he ever going to address the Young Chris flow or Kanye West? How about Kanye West out here talking about his family and his kids and shit? Any public statements from JayZ? Nothing. He never addresses shit. But this, Angie Martinez was able to get him to do a sit down in an interview and a full all out, let's address this. That's how big these claims and these accusations around Rockefeller and JayZ got. Even the picture that's on the screen right now. You know, like he can't even do this anymore because of that lawsuit, that wrestling lawsuit. We know that. But always putting one eye in it. Always putting one eye in it. You know? But to get him to address something, and he never addresses shit, was meaningful within itself.
Well, Jay, you know, I have to ask you, this first day that I said you were coming up, this was before I knew that these guys were coming. People are really buying into this, that you are some sort of Illuminati, devil worshipping, Freemason, something. Man, what are you up to that I wasn't aware of?
I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it started, but you know.
Well, there's all these images in videos that people are saying are deliberate. Are you? My question to you is: are you messing with people and doing this on purpose?
No, not me. No, never done that before. Why would I do that? That's retarded. To be honest with you, I really think it's really silly. Mm-hmm. You know, for the record, you know, I of course believe in God, but I believe in one God. You know, if people must know my religious beliefs, I believe in one God. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in Christians or Muslims. I think all that separates people. I think it's one God. I think it's all the same God, and I don't believe in hell. But as far as God, of course, I believe in God. Am I a part of some type of sect or cult? That sounds stupid to me. It's like ignorant to even say. And I guess the last time I addressed that, but you know, it's really.
Are there little secret societies?
Yeah, right here. It's the mob squad. You know, Roc Nation is the gang. I mean, but as far as, you know, I can't even get in a golf club in Palm Springs. I'm from Marcy Projects. Imagine, they just think about that. Like,
they wouldn't let you in the club, you saying?
Of course not. How? People that control the world and, you know,
Do you believe that those sort of organizations exist?
I think there's friends. I think there's cliques of friends who control things. I don't know if it's a devil worshiping sect. I think that's a little Tom Hanks.
Right.
But I believe there's cliques of people that control the world. Like if JayZ's my man. I got Atlanta. I go down to Atlanta. I got that thing. I know you come down Brooklyn. You got that thing. I go down to Virginia. Like that's just natural process. I'm sure Obama has his people that everything is good.
He rocks with.
Yeah, but as far as how far people are taking it, I guess
it's kind of surprising.
I guess I'm an entertainer. As long as people entertain, it's fine. But that's not my thing.
Let's hold on to that part too as I fold in when we close out later on. I'm an entertainer as long as people are entertained, and fuck it. Okay, hold on to that part. JayZ's very, very smart man. He's fucking actually, I'll give him genius level. Genius level, man. Genius level navigator, business, artist, genius. But he takes us for a fool early on as he starts to explain it in a manner of, I don't know where this is coming from. That was stupid of him to say. That was very, very dumb of JayZ to say. And Angie, being his friend, his very, very close friend, who's not going to rip him apart in the midst of this interview, she tried to still guide a little one in there, but there's a lot of things in these videos, and are you playing with people, or are you like because for Jay to totally bypass all of what was already being put out there publicly, visually and lyrically, right, and just say, I believe that this is my religion, if people must know, I believe in one God, but I don't believe in religion, I believe in this and blah 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 blah. And as far as like these occult like ways, I don't know about the blood drinking and all the Tom Hanks level stuff, but there's pockets of power. Well, pockets of power all have their clubs, right? Even golf clubs. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? So he took us for fools to a degree. He sidestepped to a degree, but then he also gave some logical answers as well. And then that very end piece where he says, I'm an entertainer. If you're entertained, then hold on to that. Hold on to that. Because we are going to go to court on this one, people. We're going to go to court. What's this article that I pulled up this morning? I think there was some small references in here, of course, still related to Crowley. And of course, look at Crowley's hat here with the diamond, you know what I'm saying? With the pyramid or whatever. And this was a little bit more related to the video with Rihanna and the Run This Town and Kanye. Right, there was a ton going on in that video. What's this one right here? Run This Town. So this is the video at face value. JayZ, Rihanna, and Kanye West are performing in front of an angry mob, which apparently is out to overthrow the current order of things. Order. Oh, now somebody's gonna be like, no, now didn't you do an event called New Year Order ARP? Let me chill out. The aesthetics of the video are reminiscent of the movements led by rebel factions in third world African and Latino countries. So the treatment of the video was very, very intentional as well. This isn't exactly the type of speech that Shay. So Shay is somebody, he was always walking around wearing those sweaters as well. We remember that. Is this a political rebellion, or could it be a philosophical / spiritual? Okay, so Rihanna handed a lit torch, the passing of the torches, the illumination. That's what people would say about these scenes, especially back then when y'all was all black everything once again and doing all this shit in these fucking videos and on these lyrics, right? Anybody vaguely familiar with the occultism can easily associate the symbol of the lit torch held high to Lucifer, aka the light bearer. All right. You got your little horns up too, Rihanna. Okay, guess Rihanna can't make it any clearer for you. It says here, all black everything, face cover, cool. Yeah, I was heavy on it, huh? JayZ is asking you to pledge your allegiance to the new ruler and to wear black everything to honor him. Jay's lyrics contain hints of Freemasonry who are hidden in the double meanings of some lines. I gave Doug a grip means I gave Doug a stack of money, but the double meaning to that line would be to refer to Mason's secret handshakes, which are called grips. Remember when people was even to the point where they were trying to identify certain handshakes on people on TV show hosts, certain grips that come like this, certain where they just go like this, Oh yeah, I did it all, people. I was there. I was there. There was like 20 different fucking handshakes that we started paying attention to. Like, oh, look at that one. Or was it the Bushes? They did it on camera too, right? Damn, I should have brought that one up. The Bushes did one. Everybody was like, oh. Sometimes even the calling of one. Here's another one for my hip hop heads. Remember the freestyle that Beanie Siegel gave in front of French Montana? Was it French Montana? Yeah, French Montana. It was Beanie Siegel, French Montana, and I think my Philly heads Novaka. And he kept giving them what people would call, fuck that. You know, let me finish this article, then I'm going to try to find that video real quick. Rihanna throwing Rockefeller sign, which the left eye inside the triangle. JayZ occult symbolism. It's on a dollar bill, right? It's on our currency. Then he starts to translate all this stuff into Rockefeller clothing. Okay, the seeing eye pyramid on the Rockefeller clothing. The occultist and all-seeing eyes at the top. Symbolism around masters of the craft. Even the word masters. The hats, the eye, you know, behind the Rockefeller R. You know, and here you go. And speaking of Kanye, who now wants to expose Roc Nation, here you are, sir. Is that a GOAT? Is that a Baphomet? Is that a just I'm into the Discovery Channel? Why did you wear this at this time, sir? What were you doing in the Run This Town music video, all black, everything at this time? Kanye? You switch side and piece of shit. Rest in peace, Prodigy's crusade. Illuminati got my mind, soul, and my body. That was Prodigy. Prodigy really brought the whole. I'm in my raps trying to expose the Illuminati and Freemasonry and these power structures. That was his thing. And by coincidence, who and JayZ had problems? Prodigy. Right? Rest in peace, Prodigy. I was there, people. So I don't even gotta read a lot of this shit. Real quick, let me see if I could pull up that example, being that we were doing the handshakes. Let's see if YouTube got it. Does YouTube got it? Beanie Siegel freestyle. This was like DVD era shit. With French Montana. It was French and Vodka in the room. Fuck, are you gonna let me find this shit? See, YouTube can't even keep up with the me's of the world. Be like, I go too deep with this shit. I remember they was in a room and Beanie Siegel was sitting down. It was vodka. It was vodka that kept shaking his hand though. Freestyle with vodka. Watch this shit, think I'm fucking talking about liquor. I think I found it. Oh no. I found one with vodka and Beanie, but I don't know if it's the one that I really want. It doesn't look like the one I really want. But I found them together. Like you gotta really go back and know your shit to even know, like, oh, a freestyle with Beanie Siegel and the street legend, Philly legend Vodka together. Like you gotta really know your shit. I know my shit, but I don't think that this was it.
Hate my stroll, but when I tell them to move, they want to know where to go. Nigga can't stand my words. Hate my speech, hate my verse, hate my slurs. Yeah, I love you too.
Nah, this ain't the one I'm looking for. This is them together again. What? They keep shaking hands. Oh, there's a different one where this ain't the one I'm looking for, but it still proves my point. The video that I'm talking about is like every time Beanie Siegel lands a certain bar, like Vodka and him are doing a certain handshake, you know, and everybody knows Philly is very big on the Quilly Millses of the world was coming out, 1 Eye, all of that. Even Quilly, right? Philly, what's up? Philly, help me out. Am I lying, Philly? For my Philly niggas in the chat, like y'all was very heavy on y'all shit these days back then. All right, but anyway, let's move on. JayZ continuing to address. And once again, if you're addressing it so much in music and whatnot, then don't take us for fools like it came from nowhere. You did shit to make everybody say, what the fuck is going on here? You did it, buddy. JayZ addresses Freemasonry and Illuminati rumors on Rick Ross's song. I'm glad that Rick Ross is here too, because we're going to bring up Rick Ross related to this in a second. Lyrics. This was the Freemason song on Rick Ross's album, right? Niggas couldn't do nothing with me. They put the devil on me. I would have preferred niggas to squeeze the metal on me. Rumors of Lucifer. I don't know who to trust. The whole world wants my demise. Turn the music up. This was a dope line right here. I ain't gonna lie. He killed this. If y'all niggas fear me, just say all y'all fear me. Fuck all the fairy tales. Go to hell. This is God engineering. I said I was amazing. Not that I'm a Mason. I'm on the third six, but not a devil. I'm not, but a devil I'm not. I ain't gonna lie. He fucked this song up. And miraculously, he was so good at addressing it in this song. This was pretty much the end of it. A lot of people just said, well, the raps was good. All right, fuck it. We off it. He addressed it. Bitch, I said that I'm amazing. Not that I'm amazing. But you guys play on your words a lot, right? But he addressed it right there. And I feel like that was like the decline thing. And wow, I could even fold this into a very big topic of how big JayZ's influence was or is on other rappers. Actually, it's going to fold in slightly right here. Let's step outside of JayZ for a second. Remember Shaq? Remember this clip with Shaq, the Freemasonry stuff on ESPN? No? Yes? No?
What is going on there? That's a ring of my profession. You don't know nothing about that. Okay, can we get a close up on that area? What? You don't know nothing about
What is the profession?
Yeah, which profession are we talking about? Just look at it.
Is it a legal profession?
Of course it's legal. It's a ring of my profession.
I'm trying to read it. Okay.
It's too many diamonds.
Yeah, that's too bright. That's too bright.
Well, anyway. Mason, are you a Mason? Of course I am. Okay.
Of course I am.
I'm a secret serial.
Well, you might as well put your pinky out when you drink your drink.
Now, mind you, oh man, I don't want to go into a Freemason topic, but I'll give just a little small thing for people that just aren't as knowledgeable real quick. Just because somebody wears a ring or wears a hat or has the tattoo of a Freemason symbol doesn't make them devil worshiping. Okay. I've never practiced Freemasonry, and I don't want to disrespect y'all movement. Okay. But the common Freemason practice is supposed to be gifting or your works as your way into heaven, I believe, right? Your works with an S, meaning giving, being kind, helping, turkey drive, right? And it's also it also has its clubhouse element to it as well. Like there's a million Freemason lodges. Like there might be one in your hood. I used to party at one in Staten Island. It was miraculously a death trap, like one of the worst places to party. Elks lounges tend to have bad reputations, though from the gathering standpoint, right? And there's a lot of Freemasons that go and they link up with their brothers and they practice Freemasonry and they go out into the world and they carry that positive type of energy. Then you speak to conspiracy theorists and they'll say that's just the lower level of Freemasonry. That's just the entry. The moment you start climbing up, whether the right or the left ladders, and you get to a certain point, that's where all the sacrificial and blood and the checkerboard floor stuff, understanding comes in. Speaking of checkerboard floor, that people going after the movie Matrix for that. The scene where the cat walked by the mirror and the black is so deep, man. It's so fucking deep. But anyway, that was the Shaq moment. Okay, now I'm building towards us getting to trial. Let's go to a couple other artists, and this, if you stay with me, bleeds into me saying JayZ's influence. Okay. This is just a TikTok page related to rappers and possible Freemasonry moments, let's say. Okay.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
All right, Young Thug says clearly, I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. All right, cool. Watch this corny ass moment from Rick Ross.
Sorrow for the brothers out here.
It was just a record that was for people who understood it. You know what I'm saying? And love music at the same time. You know what I'm
Okay. Are you a Mason?
saying? No.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Are you a Mason?
So the reason why I said that was corny as shit is because the way he answered it, I don't know. Of all people, I just don't believe that when it comes to Rick Ross, because it's the CEO and you're not the real Rick Ross and you never was a big drug dealer and all this type of shit. You know, the interviewer was asking about that big song with JayZ, right? And he's like, "Oh, it's just a good song." And they says, "Are you a Mason?" Clear question, beautiful fucking question for an interviewer to ask Rick Ross on the street. And his response was, "I mean, yeah, but no, right?" People like trump things up and play to it a little bit by giving an answer like that. Let's play it one more time. Play it one more time.
Sorrow for the brothers out here.
It was just a record that was for people who understood it. You know what I'm saying? And love music at the same time. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Are you a Mason?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Are you a Mason?
All right. Let's take a couple more. Let me go to my man Vibes because I have something for him.
What about the cult? That you're a member of a cult?
Which, all right, a lot of people say Vybz Kartel sell his soul to the devil. I'd like to know how the selling of one's soul to the devil go. Like, if you put out an ad in the Gleaner saying soul for sale, good condition, you know what I mean, and the devil contacts you, he writes a check or he gives you a manager's check and you change it. I want to know how that goes because that is news to me. I don't know how somebody can sell his soul to the devil.
Okay.
Does the devil have a bank account?
But are you a member of a group of Freemasonry?
No, I'm not a member of any group of Freemasons, but what is Freemasonry? Nothing is wrong with Freemasonry.
Okay.
Masons build the earth. That's why if you look on a Freemason ring, you see the compass and the square, because that is what build the earth. The earth is built from lines and circles.
Do you believe in God?
Vybz Kartel is a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. So when you say believe in God, if you mean Jesus, I'm not a religious person like that.
God in the context of Christendom, of Christianity?
No, I don't believe in Christianity. I don't believe in Buddhism. I don't believe in Islam. Because to me, religion is division. It's just one more thing to divide people. Religious wars are the most violent wars in history. And it can...
I ain't mad at that when he says religious wars are some of the most violent wars in history. And I'm not Buddhist, I'm not Christian, I'm not this, because religions create separation. I believe JayZ gave a similar answer to that. But as much as we love Vybz Kartel, when he answered that question, are you a Freemason? He says, no, I'm not a Freemason, but there's nothing wrong with them because they built the earth, right? Lines and circles. How does this song start, Vybz? You're dealing with somebody that was there. You're dealing with somebody that knows all this y'all music. I'm West Indian, nigga. This is actually a fucking classic.
We reached 33 degrees of masonry. Heights are evil. 3 o'clock.
What? You reached what? What did you read? And it's heights of what? Vibes? My nigga? Fuck with you.
We reached 33 degrees of masonry. Heights are evil.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. I gotta play it one more time for my music heads. I'm sorry. That shit almost just put me in the gym. Let me put a pause in case I gotta clip the music because I need the 33 heights of evil or degrees of masonry to stay in the video. But hold on, let me wait a second. All right, let's get to the classic song for it. Fuck is my blowhorn when I need it? Is 3 in the chat? Is 3 here? Classic songs, dog. Like, I haven't heard that in the club in since I was a kid, maybe, man. If I heard that in the club, next time I hear that song in the club, I'm throwing a chair. Throw it, somebody getting hit with a chair, B. I hope y'all got my belt ready. I'm throwing a fucking chair. That shit right there. Anyway, that's what's the name of that joint? That's Vybz Kartel, Broad Daylight. Go search it. It's classic. It's classic. It's classic. It's classic. All right. Here goes the trial now. People, chat. When you look at the obvious of what the fuck y'all was doing back then, 16, 17, 18, 19 years ago, whatever. When you look at how popular Freemasonry was back then, Philly, New York, celebrities, rappers, when you look at the clear lyrics, the addressing of the imagery, the rings and the camera, Birdman got one too, I think, wearing a G hat, I think, or with somebody, I forget. I remember all this shit, B. Here goes the trial question. When it comes to these rappers, and this all started from Kanye coming out recently saying that the Roc Nation contract said you can't say Jesus, even though Kanye, you have a lot of shit on you from back then. And that even goes into the trial. Because if you switched up, answer A for the court. Was it just a popular thing? And that's why I told y'all to hold on to when JayZ said, I'm an entertainer. If y'all are entertained, then hey, fuck it. Was it just a popular thing? Controversy sells, drama sells. It's cool to do. We're all going to do it in our music videos. We're going to trump it up. The entertainment value of it for that moment was mega. Album selling, single selling, song selling, interviews, everything's up. People getting questioned. You look like you're part of this big higher power gang that makes you untouchable, right? Was it for entertainment at the time? That's the first choice. 2, is it all just fake? It comes to the occultism, the Satanism, those depictions in the videos. It's all fake. It's all bullshit, right? 3, is it all very, very real? And anybody that tells me, oh, no, I'm not a Freemason, like Vibes Cartel or JayZ says, hey, this is ignorant. I don't know what y'all talking about. He's just lying. But it's all real. Is it 3? And if I wanted to throw in a mixed 4th one, I would say, what do they say the devil's greatest trick is convincing people he doesn't exist, right? And that is what people have always believed Freemasonry or Illuminati and some of these occults and is their preferred practice to a degree, put it in your face, right? And me putting it in your face is an attempt to even hide in plain sight and also water it down. Take it through this realm of JayZ's influence, this realm of us doing it in music or whatever. Now it's out there. Got a bunch of people that believe, don't believe, and it can turn into almost this comical shit. Oh, my bad, more for this comical shit. And then when we put it all down and we address it, nobody talks about it at Flash of the Rings anymore 15, 20 years later. Now we're purely hiding in plain sight now. Because the wave is over. ARPs of the world remember this shit, but it's just a myth. It's just talk. It was just music videos. It was just entertainment. It was just a moment. It was just a popularity thing. That's the great devil trick, right? Which are the 4? Chat. 1, all entertainment at the time. 2, fake. All fake at the time. 3, all real. Or 4, the combination of it's real and entertainment, and you're using entertainment to put it out there and then water it down and then hide in plain sight. 1, 2, 3, or 4. A little bit. I was crazy about it back then. I was really into it back then. Okay. Sniper, our member, says 4, which is we took the devil hiding in plain sight, and that's why we because if this was all supposed to be so secret, why would we do it on to the next one video with all these images and let the whole world get to a point where they're asking about us on the radio and in interviews and I'm addressing, music, right? If I'm supposed to be this, then why am I doing that? Why is Shaq got the ring and then they ask him questions and he explains it on ESPN, right? If it's supposed to be this, a secret society. Well, it's not a secret if you're doing all this shit, right? So 4 makes sense. I'm not mad at y'all. Kelson takes 4. Our member 540 Dre says ARP has the red bear with the triangle. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Over the eyes, Freemason. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's why. And I said And if you think about it, ARP said only season 1 is good. He said season 2 and the last one were a letdown. So why has he still got the bear brick with the triangle there? You see? I told you. Verb's about to run with that one. He's gonna run with that one. Okay, 4. Oh, everybody, Muddy Hands. Sean, Relly, that was Relly earlier. There's a lot of the whole chat is hiding in plain sight. Miss Abby. A2 Sports, Cap. Oh shit, Canadian 4. The whole chat is hiding in plain sight. Oh shit. Oh, me murder people in a broad daylight. I haven't seen a different number yet. All right, I'm done now. JayZ 444 with the 4 answer. Oh, they're gonna blame that on ARP too now. ARP chose 4 to align with JayZ's album. Oh shit. Oh shit. There's no 1s, 2s, or 3s. Oh, here we go. I'm pushing the 4 right now. Let's figure out how to promote it, entertain like JayZ said, and then just hide with it in plain sight. The devil's greatest mastery trick, convincing people we don't exist after just putting it in front of you. It's just a comic. It's just for fun. It's just entertainment. It's just a podcast. Woo. Oh my, come on, man. All right. Who's being initiated? Me or y'all? Ooh. Ain't you a member, Kelsey? It started to get spooky. It started to get a little spooky. You threw it up a few times too. Are y'all really fucking with me? Are y'all really getting at me? Really? Y'all turning on me? Thank you, Kelsey. Kelsey's with me. I got one of my members with me. 33 green tea. Oh my God, y'all are crazy. All right, I'm gonna chill out. We still got a lot of stream left. Code of silence. Well, AR with the reverse Uno card. Oh my God. What you got us into, man? All right, listen, hold on. Let's try to, because like I said, we still got a lot of stream left. Fuck. I predicted 90 minutes, I might be off. Yo, y'all are crazy. Maybe I want to do more of these. Damn, he got me. I'm a member now. Look at the non-members. Said all of you members are cracking up. Do you believe it's crazy? Yo, they really are gonna run with this. Y'all gotta chill. Yo, nigga said, do you believe? Oh my God. Yo. Wait, what? These are hilarious. That's why he says shout outs to the members in the intro and the outro. Oh no. Oh man, thank you. You tried it. Oh shit. Oh, y'all are bugging out in the chat. Okay, let me really try to move on now. Let me really try. In summary, people. Oh shit. Yeah, the whole chat was full. That is a little bugged out. The hiding in the plain sight. Nobody thought it was just entertainment. I think Rick Ross was fake about it. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like he reached, but the Vibes Cartel one. I don't know. JayZ and Rihanna and Beyonce. I don't know. Maybe that was a fake lawsuit. You know, the whole thing where JayZ had to stop doing that. Anything is possible in the world of Illuminati, right? In the world of the illuminated. But it's bugged out that everybody got 4, not a single 1, 2, or 3. I obviously studied, was into, and followed a lot of that stuff around that time. That's how much of a hip hop head I am, you know? So when this was all coming out, I was peering into it and saying, like, what's JayZ up to? What's Rihanna up to? What's Kanye up to? What's going on with this Freemason song on the Rick Ross album? Like, I was, and I lived through 9/11. I was at them buildings during 9/11. You know what I'm saying? When the second plane hit, I was standing across the street in front of Century 21 on Broadway, so close that when the second plane hit, I could feel the heat from the fire. And then later on, getting into the conspiracy theories about 9/11, like, it was always interesting to me, that stuff. So when I saw this Kanye thing, him allegedly exposing there's a clause in the Roc Nation contracts of no Jesus, I said, damn, I can tie this all the way back into 20 years ago. And that's what I just tried to do for y'all, okay? So don't turn me into a Freemason because I remember. All I did was see the Kanye shit and I remembered. That's it. If I was that secrecy, I would have stayed away from it. Or I would be y'all number 4 hiding in plain sight. Y'all win. All right, let's move on. What do we got next? Let's go to the Ksoo trial. When it comes to the Ksoo trial, it's so bugged out, all the footage of the snitching and the telling. And I think they said the defense or the prosecution rested yesterday. They might wrap this up this week, right? Very, very possible. But let's go through this update real quick.
Some breaking news that's happened recently. Brianna.
Yes, the state formally rested its case a little over an hour ago, but that was after their final witness took up most of today giving testimony. Now, Sergeant Christopher Smith was the lead detective on this case, and he walked the court through of what made him believe that Hakeem Robinson was the suspected shooter. Now, rap lyrics did take center stage today. However, the defense says that the prosecutor's evidence is thin, and they're confusing Jacksonville drill rap with real life.
It's Ksoo.
He's known in the rap world as Ksoo, but inside the Duval County courtroom, 26-year-old Hakeem Robinson is the man prosecutors say chased and gunned down Charles Little Buck McCormick in retaliation for this diss track made by McCormick. Willie Addison was killed in a drive-by exactly a year before McCormick was killed, and it's believed this line is what set the plot in motion for his murder. And this song is believed to have led Hakeem Robinson into becoming a suspect in the murder.
Who's the artist that recorded that song?
Young and Ace.
What's the title?
Ksoo homicide.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Homicide Sergeant Christopher Smith was the lead detective on the case. He says it was also a single fingerprint on a Glock handgun that was left behind in the stolen Altima, which is believed to be a getaway car from the shooting. Sergeant Smith says the rap song Ksoo Homicide in an Instagram post with McCormick's photo and the words "bye bye" were both considered key pieces of evidence in his investigation. But the defense says this case isn't about gang retaliation. It's about prosecutors misinterpreting music and turning performers into criminals.
They're still labeling these guys as gang members. These guys are not gang members. They're musicians. They're in the industry. This is what they do.
Whitaker Jr.'s father, who spoke exclusively with News4Jax, echoed what Robinson's defense argued in court, that lyrics and associations don't prove guilt, and fairness is all the family wants.
Posting bye, bye, bye. That could just be a reflection of him disliking the guy.
Robinson's attorney, Christopher DeCoste, pressed Sergeant Smith, arguing that disliking McCormick doesn't make Robinson the gunman. He also questioned why McCormick could rap about Addison's death without being treated as a suspect, but Robinson's lyrics are used against him.
Charles McCormick, to the best of your knowledge, was he rapping about something that he was never involved in?
As far as I can say, I can't say he had any involvement in the murder.
You can't say that he had any involvement. So it's okay for Charles McCormick, but it's not okay for the guy that actually has the record.
Now, Whitaker Jr.'s attorney didn't call any witnesses to the stand, and Whitaker Jr. said he will not testify. However, Robinson's defense team did call 2 witnesses today, and they're expected to continue testimonies tomorrow. Of course, we'll be in the courtroom to bring you the latest. Reporting live, Brianna Brown.
So that was yesterday of the lead detective that headed the investigation that testified yesterday. And I looked at the full video that was like 9 hours long, and I scanned it. The detective seemed to be up there almost the entire court day, right? For both the defense and the prosecution. So if the prosecution is resting, they rested on that pretty much, using him as one of the biggest pieces of the testimony in the case. You got the father, of course. You have the other co-defendant that told as well, the third person, and you have the lead detective. Okay. Now you saw the lead detective answering questions, stating that the post on Ksoo's social media, 2 of them especially, The one way, he posts McCormick and he's waving bye, 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 whatever. And the other one, kill a nigga and go get my feet done. He said those were the key pieces of evidence in his investigation. When I say that self-snitching is just as bad as regular snitching, I said that I don't know if anybody really listened to me or pays attention or believes or agrees. But remember, if I self-snitch and I have co-defendants, I'm jamming you up because I'm putting out evidence or I'm putting out things that detectives will use in court against all of us. Self-snitching is just as bad as snitching. Now, if you do it on accident, okay. But if I know I just pulled off allegedly a murder and then I go post about the guy, that should be looked at as just as bad as snitching. It really should. I pulled up from that long piece of dude testifying, the lead detective. Now, this audio is very, very low. So I'm only going to play like 30, 40 seconds related to that last point. I'm going to try to narrate it for y'all, but my bad on the volume here, people. This was the best one I was able to find.
During your investigation, did you also attempt to identify social media accounts that belong to Hakeem Robinson?
Okay, he asked him, during your investigation, did you also identify social media belonging to Ksoo? Detective answers yes.
Did you find any? Yes. And do you recall what his Instagram account was?
Ksoo 23x.
Confirms his Instagram, Ksoo 23x or whatever, confirms the actual name.
Were you able to view some of the content on that Instagram account very early on in your investigation?
Yes.
Were you able to view some of that content early on in your investigation?
Very early on, day of and the days leading after McCormick's murder, did you see anything that you believe to be relevant to your investigation posted to that account? Yes.
After the murder, very early on in the investigation, did you see anything posted to the social media that was relevant to your investigation?
And what did
yes.
It included there's a small child singing the song. That was about the day of the murder. And then on, I think it was the 19th of January, the victim was posted. And the caption or the text that was over it said bye-bye.
The post and the caption of the bye-bye, and also a posting of a song. Drill shit, talking shit in the lyrics.
And then I think a day later, there was a video of someone in a salon getting their, looks like a pedicure, with the caption, kill a nigga.
And then a day later after that, in the salon, somebody getting their feet done, and the caption says, kill a nigga and get my toes done. So 3 posts immediately, allegedly immediately after the murder. Killed them, get home, post a song. 12 hours later, post a picture of him or whatever, and then the caption, bye-bye, goodbye, have a nice life, you're dead now. And then the day after that, salon, feet, kill a nigga, and then go get my toes done. Demon. Reckless, beyond reckless. There's really no words for me to even try to explain how much these people get caught up in the nature of drill and social media. You can't convince me that if there was no social media, if there was no Instagram, no Twitter, and no way for all these people to get their word or their whatever out to the masses and fans and other people, as well as their ops, that we wouldn't save lives. The ability that these people have to clout chase or get that self-gratification or adrenaline rush or reputation or whatever by being able to say, hey, 50,000 people that followed me, I'm dissing my op, or my op ain't on nothing, or look at this gun I just bought, or look at this switch I just installed on my Glock, or I'm in a salon, kill a nigga and get my feet done, or dude that just died that used to diss me in rap songs, bye-bye, nigga. Without social media, so many lives would be saved because these people wouldn't have the motivation to prove the type of shit that they're so hung up on proving to the world. And when we say the stuff that you've proven to the world, It's that same world that are in the seats of me and the chat right here that now sit back, and none of us are there for you in your day in court. None of us are putting money on your books. We were all click and play on your music videos. Some of these crazy motherfuckers were liking your posts on Instagram and all that, and none of those people are here for you right now while you're there fighting for your life in court with your father taking a stand and shit, and your cousin and shit. Or what? Some people just shouldn't have social media. But speaking of reckless, I saw this reaction to Rico Reckless. Being a Chiracian, right? And one of the people that knows the drill scene very, very well.
Dude that just told his son he was supposed to be like, and they showed us that the video, like, this your son? I was like, that was me. That was motherfucking me. Now get my son out that jail and lock me the fuck up. Because that was me who did that. I killed that motherfucker. Wasn't my son innocent. And free that innocent man. But instead, you new school, and then that's supposed to be like that's a new school dad or old school dad. He was old school, but he a new school ass bitch. Because he going that bitch. It was my son. Oh, for them front of the move, gang. I got a son. Never in a million years. I'll be sitting there telling my son, like, man, this was one of your own books, man. You know, your ass goofy, man. But I love you, because that's my job. Protect. By any means, for the great. You niggas forgetting the rules of fatherhood. That's real crazy. Dude, that's told this.
Yeah, that's the element that makes this case nothing like anything that we've gone over. Anything I think I've ever remember seeing in hip hop. A father testifying on his son that was also deemed an accomplice after the fact. Like his father even went as far as to burn the clothes that the suspects wore, right? And then y'all got caught and you turned on your son. That will forever be a memorable thing. Like, wow. But I did ask y'all a question the other day when I saw him giving the reasons why. He said because of his health and his other kids, like the 2 6-year-olds or 8-year-olds, something like that. He says he needs to be there for them. And then that made me ask y'all the question, well, should Ksoo, knowing that he just called his father for a ride, and now his father is about to serve the rest of his natural life, possibly, if convicted, without taking the deal, and yet you got other siblings, other young ones that he's trying to be there for, should Ksoo just be finding a way to get his father out of it? You know, but I don't know if you can get your father out of all charges simply because they got evidence and they got angles to prove that he was an accessory after the fact. That could be the thing. I don't even know if Ksoo could have got him off if they wanted to, because the government plays so strong in these type of situations where they was going to use him to get Ksoo regardless. It was just about whether he folded or not. Because the moment that they got proof that you was involved, you picked them up, and then you didn't call 911 after you found out that they was allegedly involved in a crime, or you didn't turn, because that's what they want. They're like, call 911, right? You picked them up just for a ride. You didn't know. And then when you found out, what did you do then? The letter of the law in court, they're going to say, you should have called 911 then. A crime was brought, right? Instead, you burn the clothes. So they already got you on something. Now, if you don't want to take this accessory after the fact charge, go ahead and take that stand and tell us about the shooters, the real people that we want. And he did. All right. Let's move on to Michael Rapaport. Yeah, we were early. Sorry, it's true. I didn't know if my take was going to be controversial. And I know we don't do super heavy numbers yet. You know, hopefully down the road, we start going viral once a week. But for us, and for the people that are here building with us, I didn't know if my take was going to be controversial because of how big and high profile and how revered Hulk Hogan is. And that's why I made sure to remind people, I think life is precious. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. But there was a reason why I didn't cover it, and I left it alone. Michael Rapaport, though, is the one that tweaked the nerve for me. I said, wait a minute, I want to address that. I didn't know if some people would miss my point, right? But it looks like Michael Rapaport is actually under fire on social media. So I think we was early, people. We was early on that. Let's listen to a man that I do respect, my son. Let's see what he had to say in Michael Rapaport's direction. And then we're even going to watch Michael Rapaport addressing the backlash that he got.
So first off, you know, out of respect for the family, I seen they had put up a post, you know, when he first passed away, when Hulk Hogan first passed away, saying, you know, this is not the time to speak about what's going on, you know, speak about the negative, give us a chance to mourn. So out of respect, you know, respectfully, I didn't say anything. But I think it should be the time now. We gave y'all some time to mourn. We respectfully allow people to mourn and bury the dead and do the things that's necessary. Hulk Hogan was a racist. He was a devout racist. We knew he was a racist while he was alive. We didn't fuck with him when he was alive because he was racist. So now that you want to plaster him all over the TV and everywhere like we supposed to care now, Hogan was a racist. Michael Rapaport, nobody gives a fuck about what you think about slander. No, he slandered black people, right? So don't tell us how to deal with disrespect. Don't tell us how to deal with racism. Don't tell us how to deal with white supremacy because you're on the same path. The same way we don't give a fuck about you now. When you pass away, God forbid, you know, no wishing death on anybody. But when you pass away, we're not going to give a fuck about you then either. We're not going to care about the movies that we liked you was in. We're not going to care about none of that shit. We going to remember that you was a racist. We're going to remember that you said racist shit. We're going to remember that you uplifted whites. We're going to remember these things. So when you die, we're not going to give a fuck still. So respectfully, Hulk Hogan is dead. The racist man who was racist while he was alive, that we didn't fuck with while he was alive, is gone. So if you call that slander, I don't know what to tell you. We don't fuck with him. We didn't fuck with him. We're not going to change fuck with him because he's not there. You know? So hopefully you understand how we feel. Stop telling black people how to feel about people that done bad shit to us. We don't have to embrace. We don't have to go high.
That's exactly what I said.
When they go low, we go high. We don't have to go high. If we decide to go low or don't give a fuck about you at all, it is our prerogative to feel that way.
More videos.
All right, let's get to the Michael Rapaport reply or response. So the backlash he's getting.
It's now my third video about Hulk Hogan, which is more videos that I did about Hulk Hogan when he was alive. When I did my now controversial Hulk.
Why then? You said you did 3 videos and you did more when he was alive. So then why did you want to put that heavy of a cape on then? If this is only your third video and it's more than you ever spoke about him while he was alive, why were you that passionate towards protecting his legacy then? You just fucked up in the first sentence of your response. Mike, what are you doing?
Hogan video 2 hours after he passed, right after he passed, I saw all this derogatory stuff about his association with Trump. And I said in the video, what we're not going to do is disrespect somebody who brought so much joy to the world. In the video, I also said, I know he was involved.
And that's where you get in people. It's like when you say what we, now who is we, motherfucker? Because there's only 3 we's. It's we one, which is saying like you or white people. You're saying we as in 2 could be like black people, or 3, everybody. Which one are you representing when you say we, what we are not going to do? Who are you representing?
With some controversy, and I wasn't aware of it. I'm not a Hulk Hogan super fan. I'm not a wrestling.
You a passionate-ish. How do you backtrack now and say, I'm not aware of his controversy. I never knew about it. I'm not a Hulk Hogan super fan. But then you say adamantly, 2 hours after he passed, you saw the backlash, and then you cut on a camera to defend him by saying, we not going to do that. But you didn't know about it? So, well, if you didn't know about it, after you cut on your camera 2 hours after he passed, and what you're now trying to use as a passionate spur of the moment thing, then you would have said that. Let me use the word enlightened for the people that were here 30 minutes ago. Then you were definitely enlightened when you saw the backlash that made you respond. So why you as a celebrity then cut on a camera and take that passionate position for somebody that you say yourself you never spoken about like this before on camera, right? And you were just enlightened that he got some controversy around this. So why didn't you look at that then? Well, you obviously did, but you still chose to defend him. So this is strike 2 in 15 seconds of you talking. That's how I give it up. I can listen to somebody speak and watch you strike yourself out at bat in 2 fucking sentences.
I'm not a Hulk Hogan documentarian. I don't know everything about the life and times of Hulk Hogan. I was not aware at the time, from the bottom of my heart, that he was involved with that racial controversy, the N-word controversy. Obviously, if I knew that at the time, I wouldn't have done the video, or my video would have been a lot different. I have openly condemned racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, all of that on this platform with my face on wax. Have you? Have you? I have spoken out loud and proud since this platform came into existence about George Floyd, I Can't Breathe, Charlottesville, LGBTQ, women's rights, every single person's rights, with my face on wax over and over again. Again, I did not know about the remarks Hulk Hogan made. I don't fact check these videos that a lot of times people love and repost. I do not fact check my videos. I mean, I even called this 24-inch pythons, 18-inch pythons. I clearly didn't do any research. Bottom line, I never want to offend anybody. I want to tell people what they should or shouldn't be upset about. That's my truth, my whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Michael, brother, we don't buy it.
Mike, if that's your form of an apology, how about this? Me personally, I'm going to accept it. You gave more of an excuse than an apology right there. I don't know if there was more of the video ended like that. That's an excuse. And I accept your excuse as an apology. It doesn't make 100% sense based on what we already called out. But I do believe, and I said in my original video, you are tapped in with Black culture. And yes, I would give you the credit of understanding a Black man and a Black woman's plight, and also defending Black injustices over time. I will give him credit for that. And that's why I'm going to say apology accepted, even though I didn't hear him clearly say I'm sorry, right? Just don't make a trend of what you just did then. Like, let that be the one reference, because I'm not with my son. I think my son went a little bit further than me, but he was just like, I'm going to tell you right now, Mike, when you die, we ain't going to care. Now, I'm not going to that level yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going there yet. I'm just accepting his excuse. Okay? I'm accepting your excuse. I'm just glad, whether it's the me's, whoever, all the people on the internet saw that video and said, wait a minute, Mike, you can't do that. I'm just glad that happened. All right. So you got to be able to censor yourself and check yourself. And one thing that you just taught yourself, the next time you have a situation that is very, very big on social media, i.e. a Hulk Hogan passing, God forbid, the next time you have something very big and then something comes out that is opposite of what you think or what you thought, that is the moment to do a little bit more homework. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You can't say Hulk Hogan passed, but wait, what's all these tweets and all these interviews and posts and podcasts talking about negativity towards his name? Oh, hell no, I'm cutting my camera on. Y'all ain't disrespecting Hulk. No. That's the moment to say, why are they disrespecting Hulk? Oh, did he do that? Let me Google this shit real quick. There's audio? I don't know. I never heard this before. Click play. Oh, he said that? Damn. Well, now I understand why certain people are saying that. Then when I cut on my camera, like he said, my message might be worded differently. I might say, and even if I still want to stick up for Hulk, it's just you won't offend Black people in the process. That's all. Because you would have did your homework, even though that's an excuse we're accepting. And you would say, look, man, rest in peace to the Hulkster. He did a lot for our childhoods. He's a household name, gave the whole world of entertainment, timeless classics. His impact on the world has been incredible, and on children and on our, it's been even adults. It's been incredible. People's careers have been incredible. I'm doing it right now for you, Mike. Has been incredible. But I do understand that he has some stuff in his personal life that I disagree with. So respectfully, still rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. And then if you drop it right there, you're done. That's it. What I just did didn't disrespect Hulk Hogan, didn't disrespect his family, didn't disrespect his loved ones, didn't disrespect his fans, didn't disrespect anybody that was offended by the shit that Hulk Hogan did in his private life. That's it. It's very easy. You do this shit, you make a living on camera, right? I'm just a little podcast. If I could do it in 20 seconds freestyle, you could do it. and you would have been able to do it premeditated. I'm doing it here live in flight. The fuck, Mike? That's why I'm like, that's a little excuse-ish. All right, let's move on. Another update. The story is getting bigger and bigger when it comes to Marcus Morris, right? TMZ Sports got some more of us. His day in court. Bail denied.
So Mr. Morris is charged with two separate cases, two separate warrants out of the state of Nevada. I have spoken to the officials in Nevada. They do intend to extradite him if he remains in custody. The warrants are for what they entitle as sort of a bad check, with and then theft greater than $100,000. Apparently, the factual basis is gambling at a casino, taking out a marker for the $100,000 or more. I guess on two separate occasions. So that's their position is there was attempts to negotiate with Mr. Morris, both by the casinos and then by the district attorney's office in Nevada. Those have been unresponsive. So the charges were filed. The warrant is outstanding. Counsel has indicated that there may be some intent to pay it. I know Mr. Morris and his family have means. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I can't make those assumptions. But I did speak with the state of Nevada. They did indicate that should the full amounts be paid, it sounded to me like there was going to be some sort of dismissal process, like our diversion programs. So I can tell the court all of that information. The state of Nevada wants you to know that they do intend to extradite him. They don't want him to be released.
With that said, Your Honor, it's not just an intent to resolve this. The payment has actually been initiated. It's a large payment, but it is via wire. We have witness here that can testify that the payment has actually been initiated and that these charges will be resolved. It doesn't help anyone and only wastes resources for my client to remain behind bars on this sort of situation, Your Honor.
Counsel, the motion to set bond at this time is denied. If you guys resolve it, and as I indicated to all of the individuals in the box, if the other state chooses to dismiss the warrant for whatever reason, they'll be immediately processed out and released. But I'm not going to set a bond. I have no jurisdiction to even tell him to report to Nevada or to go to court in Nevada. Because the bond is only for him to show up to court in Broward County. So I have no jurisdiction to even ask him to show up in Nevada. And if he doesn't show up in Nevada, I can't do anything to him because I don't have any jurisdiction to do so. So that's the reason why I don't set those type of bonds. I can only require that he comes to court in Broward County. So therefore, I am denying the warrant based on the reasons that you guys requested it. However, once you guys resolve everything with Nevada and the bond is paid, or the monetary amount is paid, whatever it is, and they dismiss the warrant, I would have no problem making sure he gets released forthwith.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I believe the case law cited in our motion states that you actually do have authority to grant bond in this sort of situation, and you can actually impose conditions requiring him to surrender in Nevada or to report back to you in a certain amount of time. We're willing to comply with all of that. We just
I understand, counsel. I understand that I can ask him to do that, but if he doesn't show up in Nevada, there's nothing I can do about it. I can tell him to do anything. I can require that he does it, but if he doesn't show up, I don't have any jurisdiction to incarcerate him here in Broward County because he didn't show up in Nevada. So I'm declining to use my discretion in reference to setting a bond at this time. However, counsel, if Nevada chooses to drop the charges, we will release him as soon as that happens.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I ask that you reserve ruling on this motion and give us an opportunity to present additional support to you?
I am not going to reserve ruling, counsel, but I am going to deny it without prejudice. If you wish to file an additional motion, that would be up to you.
Okay, and how soon
But
would
if
we
you
be?
without prejudice, you can always revisit it and request, file another motion, with any additional information. But based on the grounds that are in the motion at this time, I am denying the motion.
Damn, like I don't disagree with shit that was said from either side. It just seems all correct. No, so let's talk about Marcus Morris now. So we did hear in the video that we played yesterday, but that was like AI and internet created. And I told y'all yesterday, I said, you never know with some of these videos. Who knows? I don't got the paperwork in front of me, right? We heard that there's alleged ties to other fraud. We heard about a Rolls Royce. We heard about, cars and other stuff outside of the casino. I didn't hear about that here. I've never seen that paperwork. Let's just say right now, that's just internet talk. Okay. What's being discussed here is not one, but two markers at the casino. I think they're saying both of which are $100,000 each. What's a marker? I can see shit. We go casino once again, the movie, right? when dude wanted his little marker, Ace came in like, nah, we're not giving that. Like, hell no, like give him the fucking marker. Like there's people with money that still get markers because your credit card may not have that level of a limit. B, you don't walk around with that type of cash. C, nobody's writing personal checks to a fucking a dealer, like, here's a check, now give me $100,000 in chips. Like, it doesn't work that way at a casino, right? So a marker, especially for high profile people, especially for members of that casino, especially for even celebrities and rich people, you come through there, you get markers, right? So it happening more than once where it bounced or the casino wasn't covered for the amount of chips that you took out. And it's saying that they came to him and it wasn't rectified. And that's when the charges came. So that has to be Marcus Morris's fault then, right? If I owe you money, casino, a person, a car dealership, if I owe you money, a jeweler, we see this, right? If I got something from you and I didn't pay you for it, sooner or later, you might go to court for the shit. You might say, yo, this guy out there got $100,000 of jewelry and I didn't get my shit yet. Happens all the fucking time. So it seems like that's what happened with Marcus here. There was mentioning that he, his family, they have the resources to pay this. We brought it up. Nobody thinks that Marcus Morris is broke. You know what I'm saying? From all the money he made on in the league, there's like 100 plus in his career. Once again, you chop out lifestyle, chop out taxes. You never know how people fuck off their money, right? But then both of them have still been on TV recently. Looks like they had a TV deal that's more permanent that was in talks and in works and everything. It just didn't make sense to see this guy fuck over himself like this on some super crazy fraud shit over 200 grand. This isn't some washed up NBA guy that we see is homeless now or some shit like that. We don't see that. So, that the thing that judge sounded fair as fuck. The 200 or whatever gets paid, I have no problem releasing them here. Like, whatever, it's all good. Sounded fair as fuck. And I'm pretty sure, as they mentioned, with that money already in the works, that'll be paid pretty soon. Don't be surprised if the next update that we hear is that he's been released. Does that mean that everything in Nevada gets dropped? Well, he still has to go to court there, right? To be continued. But at least he would be dealing with that shit from outside, right? And it doesn't seem like something that a good lawyer wouldn't approach as a misunderstanding or just a bounce check. Oh, my bad. Didn't know. Here's your money. Let's go. I said, oh, you want a little interest on top? Okay, I owed you 200. Here's 220. Let's go our separate ways. Right? I wouldn't be surprised, man. But all right. Speaking of Bond, let's go here real quick. Damn, we still got some battle rap to do. Damn, I guess 90 minutes. I was off, wasn't I? Diddy says, let me out on bail, Judge. I'm a nonviolent John. Was that really a statement? Diddy is taking another bite at the apple because his legal team just filed a new motion for bail. And they say he's the only man in America behind bars for hiring male sex workers to bang his girlfriend. Diddy's legal team, spearheaded by Mark Nifolo and Tina Garregos, just sent a new bail package proposal over to Judge Arun, rattling off a list of reasons why they believe Diddy should be released from jail before his October 3rd sentencing. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Diddy's lawyer argues most folks convicted of the Mann Act charges Diddy was found guilty of, 2 Mann Acts, are released from custody before sentencing. Diddy's camp says it's ridiculous he's behind bars because he was only convicted of hiring professional male escorts who were not minors to have sex with his long-term girlfriend as part of threesomes. They said it was all part of Diddy, Cassie, and Jane living a swinger lifestyle. Got any numbers in this? Any numbers, any money, anything of the package here? Diddy is awaiting a sentence on October 3rd, been convicted. Yes. He's going to show me the bail package here. The jury was showing Cassie Hotel because he's saying he's nonviolent. And then, of course, TMZ brings in the reminder that we've seen a million times, the footage of him being Cassie. Diddy's proposed bail package looks like this. Here we go. A $50 million bond secured by Diddy's Florida estate and co-signed by 3 financially responsible people. The proposal says Diddy will reside at his Miami home and limit his travel to Southern District of Florida and to Southern District of New York. It also proposes he be placed under U.S. pretrial service agency supervision and surrender his passport. Okay, Diddy says if the court wants to add some more bail conditions, that's fine too. Even if it means home detention, treatment for mental health and substance abuse, electronic surveillance, and private security. The judge has yet to rule, but prosecutors previously argued against Diddy being released before sentencing. All right, I got 2 things there after reading this. One, I think that the judge will absolutely entertain this. Seeing that the judge entertained it the moment the verdict came down, when the jury came out and said guilty on this, Diddy's team right there on the spot said, yo, we got this bag right here of $1 million. Here's my passport. I don't got access to my private jet. Can we leave right now? And the judge said, hold on. Go ahead and write it up formally. We're going to break to lunch. And when we come back at like 1 o'clock, propose it to me and I'll make a decision. The fact that he was willing to hear it out soon as the jury came out and said guilty on this, and the judge said, I'll think about it. I was like, oh shit. Diddy gonna fuck around and pull one of the bossest moves I ever seen. Guilty. Out right here on the spot though. Here's a bag. Oh. So I think the same judge here, this is all proposed to. I could see him considering it, right? The second thing though that makes me scratch my head a little bit, and I ain't trying to count incarceration days on any man, because if you spend a weekend in that bitch, you realize this ain't for me, right? And I ain't trying to say that once you're there long enough, you get used to it. I don't want to come off like that. But Diddy's been there for a second, right? I'm trying to understand. Here we are. It's July 30th. Let's just say it's August. His sentencing is October 3rd. So what bells and whistles should he go crazy through, jumping through right now to get out? Let's say this is granted. Then let's say second week of August, he's out. So you got half the month of August, you got September, and then you got plus 3 days. So you got about a month and a half of being outside under all these bail conditions and this and that. Like, what are you looking to go outside and accomplish or do? And if I got the money like that and it's not a waste, I get it. I'd rather be out for a month and a half, get me some ass, call up a threesome or 2. Keep the men out of it, please. Keep the escorts out of it, please. Call up a threesome or 2, eat some lobster tails, be around my kids, my loved ones, hugs, laughs, drink some wine, and all that, watch some movies and all that, put my feet up, take me a nice shower in my bathroom and all this for a month and a half. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And then I got to go serve the time that they give me as sentencing, whether that's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, whatever they hit me with, right? But if it's a dramatic bail package that is strenuous, that's when a lot of people choose to sit there and be like, listen, if it's going to require me to cripple my family or to turn in, millions and millions of dollars and whatnot. And how does that work? Because when you're found not guilty, you get your bail money back, but you were already convicted. So you're trying to get out on bond. Let me look that up real quick. If you get bond before your sentencing, after a guilty verdict, at any point, including after release of serving your time, do you get your bond money back? Whether or not you get your bond money back, blah, blah, blah. If you pay cash bond out of pocket, you usually get it back even after guilty verdict and sentencing, as long as you appeared at all required court dates, followed the bond conditions, no violations, no fleeing, etc. However, the court may deduct fees, fines, restitution, or court costs from the money before returning it. Okay, because yeah, we always looked at bail money as collateral. Houses, real estate, cosigns, liability, money, collateral, to make sure that you don't run. Other people are held accountable for you as well. The cosigners, real estate could be lost. But I didn't know how that also could apply to if you're sentenced and then serve your time. So I guess it's not about even after serving my time. It's abide by the conditions, don't break anything, subtract all your fees from court. And then the moment I show back up for my sentencing on the 3rd, and then if I go right back to serve my time after my sentencing comes down, then that's where my bond money should be returned, because I applied, I showed up, I kept my dates, and I didn't violate any bond conditions. So yeah, it sounds like it would just totally be about the 90 days. And if it's just minus the court fees, then fuck it, Diddy, put it up. Get your month and a half of being outside. I changed my mind. It is worth it. Fuck it. Especially you're gonna get your money back. All right. Some battle rap. Where are we? Damn, we already over 90 minutes. I know it. Some battle rap. Let me go to this league real quick. And I don't want to do y'all any disrespect by not saying the name of y'all league. Y'all had Hollow the Don versus Chef Trust. I never had the opportunity of speaking to the owner or meeting him. So I mean, all respect, of course, all due respect. Let me bring the card up. This is the card I got here. Street Talk, I believe, is the league. Yeah, Street Talk Entertainment. STE sounds like RBE. There you go. STE. ST is backside. Okay. So STE, the league, had an incredible let me bring up the flyer real quick. Let me bring it up for y'all real quick, just to make sure everybody's on the same page as me. This is for the battle rap people. Y'all see the flyer? I might as well start like that. Huge card. We got Hollow the Don versus Chef Trez, which is a battle that the battle rap culture has been talking about for years. This is a bona fide main event. Those two guys finally meeting each other. Okay. After that, you got New Jersey Twerk versus Steam. Shout out to Steams, and New Jersey Twerk is a battle rap superstar. You got Charlie Clips versus Loso. Loso is a great battle rapper. And Charlie Clips is one of the highest viewed battlers of all time. Top 2, top 3, I forget. Definitely God tier status. Arsenal, God tier status as well, versus Real Deal, a fucking Hall of Famer. Ill Will, who I believe is the best battle rapper of all time, versus the Hall of Famer Cortez. T-Top, one of the biggest battle rappers in the world, versus one of the best punchers of all time, Fonz. Swave Sever, my nigga, versus Av, somebody who's on fire and who was just in top 3 for Champion of the Year. Shotgun Suge, this is once again one of your Hall of Fame legend OGs versus a bona fide up-and-comer Pain. Jay Murder, my guy, versus P, who had a great showing out in on Battle Academy when he came and returned the battle rap. And shit, even the last announcement got a GOAT, Big K, a Champion of the Year winner versus Tink the Demon. So on paper, you have, I'm about to do something controversial. Hope I don't miss anything. I'm just going to say stars. What I mean by star, somebody that's like draw power, does big views, and is normally in high demand. Normally. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say 5, 6. I'm gonna combine these two guys and say 7. I'm gonna say Suge. I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna say Big K 9. Just as far as like the level of the battle rappers, I'm gonna say like 9, right? Depending on the league, like if URL announced this card today, people might lose their fucking mind. I wouldn't be able to return with this card because y'all want max out 4. I ain't gonna lie. If y'all would be like, oh no, none of them blood, sweat, and tears matchups ARP. it's gotta be Cassidy versus Rex. It's gotta be Hitman versus Lux. Throw in Daylight versus somebody. Especially since you Illuminati and your Guyanese father got you in the real estate empire. Oh no, we need the world ARP for max out 4 your return. But a lot of leagues could announce this card. Some of the bigger leagues could announce this card, and it would be up. Now, when I saw some of the and once again, shout out to Street Talk, man, putting together an amazing card for the battle rap culture and getting money in the pocket of all these guys. Shit. All right. The turnout of it has become a big conversation, right? And I'm gonna play this video right here that I think is posted on, shout out to Shuni, on her Twitter. Let's play this video because I think there's a little controversy of the league owner having issues with people that was talking at the bar. I believe that that's why this video was posted. But in any event, I'm also paying attention to the background and the people in the video. So I hear rapping in the background. Now, in this clip right here, if you look at the layer of the room behind them, there's nobody there. But in the video, I see Payne, I see P, that looks like Farrah back there. This looks like Jazz, Shuni, Fonz. I think this is Twerk right here. This might be T-Top right here in the black T-shirt. And a security guard over there to the left. And the whole other rest of the room between here and where I hear the rapping coming from is empty. So literally, if you remove the battle rappers and let's say any entourage that they came with, let's say Shotgun Suge, or I'll use people in this video. Let's say Farrah wasn't on the card, right? But Shuni was. Where's the card again? Let me bring the card back up. Hold on. Was Shuni on the card? Oh, Shuni and Farrah wasn't on the card. They wasn't even on the card. So that's just battle rappers that came through. All right. So if you subtract battle rappers that were on the card and maybe even 1 or 2 of their entourage that came with him, let's say Twerk showed up with his homie, 1 or 2 homies, and then you subtract the staff, you know, the league and the production crew. The clips that's been going around, and I say this with no disrespect, I say this to it's not a shot at all. I mean, I'm not trying to cast no negative light on this event. I'm actually going somewhere with this. Literally, it looks like there could have been 10 or less tickets sold. Literally, from the clips that's been going around on the internet, right? My experience from doing a pay-per-view and a door is that they tend to run kind of parallel. There's a gap between them, but they run parallel. You don't have a stream that's like this and a door that's like this. You don't have a stream that has nobody that bought the pay-per-view, but it's a sold out venue. That's not how it works. The anticipation for the card is reflected in almost all areas of revenue, from YouTube, sometimes even merch. Shit at Max Out 3, shout out to Street Status. Oh, he pulled up selling Max Out t-shirts. We don't be having merch for sale at our events, but that's the Max Out event energy even pushed merch. You see, I know what I'm talking about, people. So I say that to say, hypothetically, from the clips that we've seen, once you subtract the battle rappers, some entourage, the league, the production crew, let's say if there's 10 to 15 or 20 tickets sold, then you guesstimate that pay-per-view may have been 100 or less, which means that this event is super in the green. I mean, in the red. Because when I look at this lineup, Hollow versus Chef Trez. I'm not even gonna say the numbers, guesstimation on what these two guys took for this battle. Twerk, I have a guesstimate. Clips, I have a guesstimate. Oz, I have a guesstimate. Ill Will, I have a guesstimate. Cortez, I even have a guesstimate. Swave, I have a guesstimate. Av, I have a guesstimate. Suge, Pain, Murder, Big K, even Tink. I have a good range of what I believe everybody could have possibly been paid. And if I look at the door and the stream parallel to the door, that means that this league possibly took a heavy loss. Okay. Now, removing the stream, the people that is there. Now, I've seen some people say there was a concert close by. What else? What else did I see? I saw talk that the general admission ticket was $150. Can I add a little bit of an argument there? Nobody shows up because it costs too much, because it costs $150. Well, let's start with this question. Can you charge in today's battle rap climate $150 for a general admission ticket with a card of this caliber? Yes or no? There's no clear-cut answer of, like, when somebody says no you can't or yes you can, they're both wrong. You can, depending on the rollout, the promotion, the energy and anticipation, the timing, all of that is part of it. So when you see me take a pay-per-view promotion price up during the rollout, I say, yo, we about to announce Goods and Calico now. Better get it. Let's go. Pay-per-view going up another $5. That's not planned. We're watching the anticipation. We're watching the numbers. We're watching the reaction to the fans. I'm announcing Hitman versus Ill Will, and I look at the pay-per-views and I say, oh, well, I'll just use the door. I look at the door and say, we just sold 20% of the door from announcing the main event. All right. I know I could take the ticket prices up. I know I could take the stream up. I know by the time I get to this fourth announcement and they be like, what the fuck is wrong with this max out shit? You guys have lost your mind. I know I can take it up, but it's timing, it's rollout. Those increases are even coming with the releasing of certain battles, right? It coming with the perfect timing and saying, now take it up, because the fans aren't going to be turned off. If the moment you drop that card and you don't have a big rollout, there's no big face-off that'll come. There's no big trailers that have taken over the internet. The response to Hollow versus Chef Trez didn't shut down the whole internet. The moment you have that, you can't start at 150. You have to say, I'm going to start at an area that's good for my budget, that's good for my experience, that's good for my past baselines, for past events that I ran, my fan anticipation, what I think I'm selling tickets in this particular state, in this particular venue, blah, 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 this particular, it's a lot to it. And that's what your starting point. And sometimes you might not even be able to move. Hell, I've had cards that have gone backwards. I lost a battle. I had to tell the fans, price is coming down. It's going $40 now because I just lost the fucking a battle on a card, everybody. Don't worry. VOD is going to be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Jag didn't show up. Oh, gotta bring the price down. You know what I mean? So it's a formula, and it's not black and white. You just gotta get into it and know how to maneuver that shit. And there's experience that comes with it. So when I look at that type of lineup and I can guesstimate that budget, this is what happens sometimes with leagues where they take an L like that and then they get the fuck on. They be like, now I know Street Talk ain't going nowhere. Shout out to them, because I think what I've been seeing online with even some of the controversy shows that that's somebody that cares. And it's like, nah, I'm coming back. Like, but there's a lot of leagues that have come, they've booked a card with names like that. They've taken an L and then they're just like, I just lost $50,000. Fuck that. I'm out. Right? So how does a card like this have that type of turnout? Now, as much as y'all see me podcasting, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm so tapped in with battle rap. I still watch it daily as far as like paying attention to the scene. I still keep up with my favorite bloggers. I still follow battle rappers. I still have a million conversations during the week. I'm very up to date with what's going on. And dare I say, I don't remember a big standout from this rollout. I don't. I don't remember seeing a tweet or a reaction or somebody dropping a clip in the Checks and Balances chat. In the Checks and Balances chat, they put battle rap in there. Somebody in the Checks and Balances chat just put Big K's interview, post-battle interview. If there was like a viral clip of like a face-off or anything, we'd be talking about it. I don't remember half of this card. I don't even remember seeing during the rollout. Promotion-wise, trailer-wise, face-off-wise. I don't know. If I'm going to spend this type of bag, the promotion and the marketing effort got to come with it. And that's not just the league. The battlers have to take that responsibility. But then here I am talking about something that we've been saying for 10 years. Promote, promote, promote. I told y'all I'm past that, not just because I'm retired, because I feel like that's the literal definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. Keep booking the same people that do the same shit that we have an issue with and expect a different outcome. Still book the same type of cards and expect it to go from 0 promotion last time to promotion on 10 this time. And I don't give a fuck if that battler told you that he got you. All you got to do is look at your turnout and say, no, you don't. And here's another question that I have. Remove the league side of it because there's accountability on both sides. Remove the league side. Let's look at the battle rappers. This is when I got to say, don't talk heavy and stay humble. Let me go back to the card. It's more important for me to have the card up at this point. Stay humble. Okay? Because there's a lot of battle rappers that would try to convince me or argue with me or negotiate with me or tell me or brag to me that they are stars. I've always said battle rap don't really have stars like that. And if they do, it's like 5 of these niggas. Because to me, a star could sell something on their own. It don't even matter who my opponent is. A star, I could just announce that this person is on the card. And it's sold. Little Baby is pulling up to the club tonight. He's not even performing, just a walkthrough. It's sold. That's what a star does in whatever arena. In our arena, a star should be able to do that. Don't tell me that you draw and a venue turns out like that. Now, this is where league sometimes could get misconstrued if you're not experienced. Like, this person don't have 10 people that bought a ticket, 20 people. Like, if this venue holds 500 people, and if I take how many people on this card? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Let's say somebody is just 30 people because you're such a great rapper and such a big draw. Let's just say you're responsible for 30 people coming out, right? What's 30 times 18? 30 times 18 is 500, and that's bigger than the capacity of Club Drum. You can't fit 540 people in Club Drum. If 18 people could bring out 30 people, just 30 people, 30 fans from wherever to say, I'm here to see you, you have a sold out and then some Club Drum. That's when you could sell your tickets at 150 because the place only holds 350, 400 people top. Maybe I don't even think that much. And you got 500 plus people that want to come. Ticket gonna cost you 150. That's what I did with the Rare Breeds card, Murder Mook versus Aver. I said it's $125 because everybody wants to be here, but I'm not taking it to a bigger space. So I know it's gonna be sold out at $125 because I can only sell 350 of these bitches, but everybody wants to be in the building for this fucking battle. Right? So stars and leagues, both y'all, the battler and the league, be careful how you negotiate. Don't battler, if you are negotiating yourself off of cards because you think you deserve 10 and the league's trying to pay you 3, and leagues, you thinking that you need to pay somebody 10, but the person on your card in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or even the 5th or the 4th battle, you don't see anybody there. They're actually walking outside for smoke breaks while this person's rapping or this battle's going on. You're overpaying. Or battler, you're asking for too much. because this is the type of L that leagues take because they don't have any promises. Now, technically, if this is a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 budgeted card, your contract says you owe these people that money regardless of what happened on that stream or at that door. That's an L. You probably lost tens of thousands of dollars. Just a guess based on what I see. Just an educated guess. And none of these people is going to do you a favor for your next card. None of people, nobody's going to say, damn, I got my money because of my contract, but shit, you lost like $30,000. You know what? That's not going to happen. They ain't going to do nothing for you. They ain't going to do nothing for you. So this card, man, could definitely be chopped down, even reorganized. Like if you're going to pay Big K, I would like, can I do Big K versus this person instead? Or can I do this person? You know, I don't want to call out names too much because somebody's going to get offended. You know, half of these battles could be dropped off in this budget because I don't know if there's hotels, flights for some of them. You know, half of this so half of these names could be dropped off and reorganize the card. You don't need 10 battles. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just the climate of battle rap. That is a key, but it's everything. It's the rollout, it's the promotion, it's the reputation of the platform needs to get to a certain level. It's the battlers taking it serious. It's everything. Sometimes just from seeing a classic trailer post-event, you can pick up 20% VODs. I'm not even seeing no classic shit people talking about. I'm not seeing the whole world go crazy. Yo, you should have seen what such and such did yesterday. Yo, word, let me go get that VOD. Because even the time limits or the budgets, all that even changes the battlers' promotion, their energy, their performance. You got battlers that'll get on stage and rap to you, I'm doing this as a favor. 90-second rounds and all that, it's not going to work. And then the people that bought it, they're not going to carry the torch after neither. They're going to say, oh, I'm watching the card. Now I'm finding out it's 90-second rounds. So now they're going to promote, the fans are going to now promote the VOD. No, they're not. So there's a lot to it, man. And we can't just blame the climate of battle rap. It's how you go about battle rap, from the business all the way up to the fan engagement, the rollout, the matches, everything. People think it's easy. People think you could just book high profile names and make the money. I'll be one of the people to tell you, shit, that's the furthest from the fucking truth. You gotta figure that shit out and work the system the right way and put real knowledge to it. But shout out to Street Talk and shout out to everybody on the card. But we just need some very successful events to close out the rest of the year. And the fans' perception will be always up and down regardless, right? As well as bloggers. You know? I try to do my little part maybe with a full circle before the years. I shouldn't say maybe. I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna get this full circle done for y'all. It ain't gonna be shit though. It's not even gonna be for sale. But shout out to the leagues, man. I know it's not an easy job. I got two more. And I was gonna start skating and trimming down because we're here 2 hours in, but now fuck it, let's do it. I saw this clip when we get into our true crime piece of the stream, right? I saw this clip and I was just like, damn, peep this.
Please help me! Please help me!
Confirming today that 30-year-old Shanti Dixon was found dead. Just next to the dead-end road where she was found on is where Dixon lived. IMPD arresting 29-year-old Francisco Valadez for allegedly killing Dixon. Police say he was her rideshare driver and picked her up around 3:30 in the morning to take her home, but she never made it. While the chief wouldn't say what rideshare app Valadez was working for, according to court documents, he was working for Uber the night he allegedly killed Dixon. In a statement from Uber, they say Valadez has since been banned from driving for the company and that they will assist IMPD with their investigation.
Women, you have a right to exist in this community safely, and you have a right to use these ride shares safely. Trust yourself.
And while police say rideshare apps are typically safe to use, they recommend doing things like making sure the driver in the car matches what it says on the app. Share your ride with people you know, and if something doesn't feel right, ask the driver to pull over and get out.
Please help me! Please help me!
Confirming to
So sad footage to see, of course. I really just brought this up to tell y'all my own opinion when it comes to Lyft, Uber, all that. I think I've been in an Uber once. Yeah, I was selling a car, and I was like in the middle of like buying and selling, and I just needed. That was like the only time I think I've ever been in an Uber. I don't have the Uber app on my phone, but then again, it might be on my phone from default, just from buying it. I don't have an Uber account. I don't use Uber. I don't use Lyft. I know it's one of the most convenient and one of the dopest things to come about. I don't hate on it at all. I got friends that use that shit. We'd be like, yo, we at the spot tonight. I'll pull up. This person to pull up. This person to end up in an Uber. Like, we leaving for the end of the night. All right, we out. Everybody good? Everybody good? Yeah, I'm calling my Uber. Uber? You ain't drive here? Nah, I left the car home. I just Ubered it, man. I'm drinking all that type of shit. Me and Shoy just did an Uber. What up? I mean, I think it's dope. It's just me personally. As dope as that shit is, I don't use it ever. Ever. If I needed an Uber today for some reason, I wouldn't even have it to my house. Now, I don't know if that profile, I think that I seen something like the destination has to be set or something like, I don't know. I forget. But my pickups and drop-offs would never even be to my crib, ever. I'd rather drive like a couple blocks away and then have the Uber pick me up there, something like that. Or even if I got to do a couple miles walk, you're not picking me up and dropping me off in front of my fucking house. I don't know all these people behind you. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's an invasion of privacy to a degree. Some people don't think like that. Some people just like, it's no different than when back in the day we had cab services. I used to drive in a million cabs back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Had them pick me up right in front of my crib, drop me off right in front of my crib. I've changed. I've changed. The internet has changed things for me. The internet has made the world a way more dangerous place. I've continued to change about my trust in people. My lifestyle has changed. How protective I am has changed. How many people I protect has changed. And I just be avoiding strangers. I'll be in my driveway and shit, like playing basketball and shit. And if the fucking FedEx guy comes up the block, I walk in my house. You call me weird. That's just me. If if somebody's dropping mail, you know what I'm saying? I go in the house. Let me see these niggas these Amazon workers and shit. They getting too young for me. I'm like, who is this little nigga? I'm going in the house. Like, I literally didn't have people in my house. Not this. In a different property. I might have said this before on stream. Somebody has recognized me in my crib, and I'd be avoiding people, but they was in there cleaning the vents. And I said something and in passing to somebody else in the crib, and the person said, I knew I recognize your voice. And I turned, I was like, fuck, get out my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Another person, I might still have it on my grab. I was selling a property, and I put a bunch of stuff on either Facebook or Craigslist, like old furniture, whatever, that I wasn't going to be moving with. And somebody that bought the shit online turned out to be a fan and showed up. It was like, I'm buying this shit from ARP. And now I was moving, so I didn't care. This is like, yeah, I ain't gonna be here no more. But it was still, I know, so far down my gram, I don't know how long it's gonna take for me to find it. But it was bugged out. Like, it's a small world. It's a small fucking world, people. And I just don't like shit like that. And that could happen with Uber. That could happen with Lyft. I just am somebody that I don't bring people to my crib like that. And I don't know. Every time I eat Uber or Lyft or not Lyft, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and all those, I got all three of them shits on my phone. I promise you, I've never seen those people face to face. I'm the guy that's in the shades, looking through the shades, watching you pull off and drop the food. That's me. You are not just by cameras, but you are being watched by me if you've ever dropped me off food. I'm watching you. And the moment you pull out and you off I'm opening the door, I'm grabbing my food. Because it's just a level of privacy, man. And if the world hasn't taught us by now that we have to protect ourselves and be careful, like there's people that be around me that think sometimes I'm ODing. Like, especially where you live, like your OD. And I'm like, no, the world is the world. I'm not giving that fucking bartender or that bottle girl my fucking ID. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't trust the world, man. There's a million ways to die. I'm gonna always have a level of paranoia in my life. That's just how I am, B. So I don't know how y'all feel about Lyft and Uber. I just feel like be careful. And some of y'all taking these late Ubers or whatever. And as we see, in examples like that, you just never know who you're there with, you know. And if Uber just continues to modify themselves in a way where they protect the drivers, I mean the passengers, you know, the profiles got to be verified, and I don't know, background checks complete. I'm assuming some of that shit is required, right? Background checks, your name, your I don't know, but some of the people still fucking have something triggered because the right type of person got in the back seat, and then they just get triggered. Next thing you know, they fucking trying to walk in the house with you. It's fucking insane, B. It's fucking insane. I ain't gonna be able to find this shit anytime soon. But anyway, that's how I feel about Uber and Lyft. Y'all got it. I stay away from it. I respect it and I appreciate all that it does, but I stay away from it. Last but not least, before I come over to the supers, I didn't see this stat, but at least on the Hip Hop Wolf page, which is a page I follow a lot, this was posted 3 hours ago. Kendrick Lamar sets a new record for the highest grossing hip hop concert in Canada with 7.7 million per night in Toronto. Ooh. Damn, it just landed on that lyric for me. I did not plan that. I did not plan that. Part of me, out of fairness, wants to see Drake like go to Cali. Doesn't even have to be LA. Just go to Cali and do a show, man. Like, part of me just was like, you deserve to be able to go to California and engage your fans, man. Like, this guy set a record for his 2 shows in Toronto. I'm gonna leave it alone, B. I'm gonna just end it there. I'm cool. All right, let me come over to the supers, man. We got Don Bean gifted on the channel at 5:51 a.m. I know it's now after 8 a.m. Yeah, we've been here over 2 hours, y'all. I knew it was gonna be a long stream. I fucking knew it, because that JayZ topic was gonna take at least 35 to 40. I knew it. But yeah, before the stream even started at 6 a.m., 10 minutes before it started, the homie Don Bean, man, you got to be here early, y'all, if you want to be a member. Cap, what happened? Your membership went and came back or something? It said Cap became a YouTube member. You must have lost it and came back or something, or must have like expired or something. But shout out to Cap, of course. He's also in our checks and balances group. Jay's in the building. Jay was rocking a Do What Thou Wilt hoodie. Yeah, that's related to Crowler, whatever. Yeah. Yes, Mercy had weeping and mourning and gashing of the teeth, ad libs. That is a Bible verse about being in hell. JayZ Lucifer song. Come on, son. He's got a bunch of lyrics. The Evils, Devils was one that people were calling out. He's got someone on, is it Blueprint 2, Blueprint 3 as well? He's got a lot of songs where people's like, oh, what's he doing there? What's he doing? What's he saying? It's Jay, man. It is what it is. And what we did earlier in the stream was light. That was actually light. Did you see the movie Eyes Wide Shut? Did I see that? I don't think I did. It's conspiracy theory type shit. I don't need no nightmares tonight. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, Jay. Kato says, all this was being said about Jay at the time. Jay started playing into all of the occult stuff because of it. Then you would have been somebody in the chat that would have went with number one when I came to when we did the court session here. Everybody chose 4 though. Everybody chose 4. I don't know. Appreciate you, Kato. Mr. Halliburton over here just gifted 5 on the channel at 6:40 a.m. 40 minutes into the stream. He put 5 of them things out there for y'all. I appreciate you, Hallie. Thank you. Between rounds also put a gift out. This was at 7:43. Oh, so that's a recent one. In the stream, later in the stream, all different times of the stream, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Between Rounds TV. And shout out to everybody that's catching the gifts. Don Beam, our member, says, how do I get in the checks and balances? So checks and balances, first of all, I did not create the name. I want to make sure I give credit. It was months of streams ago. I said I wanted a name for the chat, right? And then somebody in the comments of the video said, go with checks and balances. I thought that was dope because it kind of is parallel to sorry, it's true a little bit, right? Of somebody that's willing to check things or go left or say things. It's no different than Rare Breed, right? It's all parallel to a degree. So I thought checks and balances was so dope. But it's too much sometimes for me verbally, like as I reference the chat, I just say chat, right? Then later on, I said, it's time for me to try to put together a group of people that are just as embedded in the news cycle as I am. People that pay attention to the news cycle just as much as I do. Even though I'm the host of the show, a lot of y'all still watch the news cycle all day, every day on your Twitter, on your Instagram, because you follow the same type of shit that I follow. So I said, let me put together a group of people that I know are in those avenues, people that were very, very heavily involved with the streams, like some of our mods, people that, you know, developed a habit of always sending me stuff. And don't start sending me stuff, right? People that were sending me stuff that I thought was like, oh, this is the style of the podcast. This is fitting of my personality. And I would frequently say, yep, let's cover that on the stream. So I started off a group with like 4 or 5 or 6 people of like that. And I think we're up to like either 9 or 10 people at this point. So I call that checks and balances. So it's really just a group of us, and we exchange news, we check each other, we talk about stuff we talk about the streams, we talk about the pros and the cons, we talk about the chat. We've even built the camaraderie amongst each other where it gets a little bit personalized. Good morning, everybody. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your day. That type of stuff. I can't have too many people in there because Christmas time, I got to figure out a way to get a Christmas gift to everybody. And if I'm going to send, like, let's say $100 Cash App, I can't have a group of 50 people. That was too expensive. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what checks and balances is. And to become a member of checks and balances is something that I don't really want to do frequently. The last person that jumped in there was Cap, because Cap was very involved with everything, involved with the channel, involved with the podcast, involved with the chat. He's one of our mods. He promotes, he covers news, he follows news. So Cap was a no-brainer, like, oh, now he belongs in the group with us. But the reason why I can't just flood that group with like adds one person per month is because we end up with so much news in there. Then even me, for example, I can't keep up with it. It's just too much. It's just too much. Even where we're at now, it's a lot. Like when I go in there, if I skip a day, God forbid I go on vacation, I miss like 3 days of streams and I get into that chat, I gotta take like an hour and a half to catch up with all the news that we may need to cover. You know, a half a day is just like, fuck. So it's got to grow slowly, right? And the way that I can continue to add more people is that the current people in checks and balances learn more, and we continue to learn more about how we work together and say, all right, this type of stuff we're never going to cover. This type of stuff never works. This type of stuff isn't good because it doesn't provide enough information, or I don't know. It's just watching us grow the group. It's something new, you know? And I think the more that we learn how to work together and consolidate, that reduces the clutter, which then allows me to bring more people in. But there belongs some clutter because some of what's in there is not just about the podcast. Some of it is just us hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got to watch it, and I'll do my best to expand it over time, but like I'm only one person, so I could only have it but so large. But that's the answer to your question, Don Bean. I want to spend time on that for everybody on the streams that thinks about the checks and balances. All right. I haven't been up here to past 8 a.m. in a while, man. Some of us got to get working. I got to get the fuck off this stream. But shout out to all the members. Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to the entire chat. I will catch y'all tomorrow, 6 a.m. in the morning. Hope this was a good one for y'all. I am not Illuminati. Okay. But technically, I'm supposed to say that, right?
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.